What's going on, guys? Fish Games here. We got Magus of the Bargain, our awesome guest on the channel. We've been making some videos. And we're here to talk about the 30th anniversary Magic the Gathering collection that is coming out. So what do you think about it?
Well, I think a lot of people have compared this to Breaking the Reserve List, and my initial thoughts were, how could they reprint these cards that they promised never to reprint? I remember going to buy my first pack of Magic cards, and I wanted a pack of Legends, and the store was sold out, and all they had was the Dark. And so these were really hard to get cards, even from the very beginning. Moxes were unobtainable at $100 a Mox. Black Lotus was $300. And when they reprinted Chronicles, we could finally get cards that we couldn't get in Legends. And so when they realized that collectors thought their Nicol Bolas and their like Angus Mackenzie would crash in price, they promised collectors that never again will we print the Power 9 and Dual Lands, and all these cards will maintain their value on the reserve list. And so the reserve list has held until this anniversary, and all of a sudden they're celebrating these 30 years of keeping their promise by breaking it. So that was my initial thought. But remember the dual decks? What were they called? Dual decks with the championship, the world championship decks with the gold borders and the non-magic backs, and every card had a fake signature on it, and you flipped it over and it wasn't a magic back. There were also Wyvern cards with gold backs, but that was a mistake. So the championship decks, people were thinking, oh, Gaia's Cradle, that's breaking Gaia's Cradle, that's breaking the reserve list. But they weren't legal to play in a tournament, and so I think that was the difference. Now Mark Rosewater, there's a lot of screenshots online of him saying, "Oh, we wouldn't print reserve list cards in a normal size, even if they were gold or silver border." And so like this is more of Mark Rosewater not being a representative of Wizards of the Coast anymore than of the company breaking their official agreement of the reserve list. What do you think?
I mean, it definitely feels like that's what they're doing. You know, they're kind of reprinting the reserve list. And they are, I guess, considered proxies. So these cards are not technically allowed in tournaments and other things like that. So I definitely see it as just a cash grab. You know, this is a product.
Everything they do is a cash grab.
Obviously, a lot of the stuff that they're doing, they've got price increases, they've got a lot of stuff. But this, not only is this a price grab, but it really is like kind of closing out on the smaller fish here. Like this is a whale product for sure. Like if you have a lot of money, you might, even if you have a ton of money, you may still not buy this. But people, like this is very targeted towards like the more like adult, obviously because of the price point, like just like some of these collector edition things that are coming out. So you know, they could have maybe came out with this product at even $50 to me seems crazy, but like let's say if they came out with this product at maybe $20, $25 for like a pack, I think that would have been a little bit more reasonable. But them just doing it in general at such an expensive point, to me, just seems like outrageous, because people like us will never buy this product. So we're never going to have the opportunity, except from the secondhand market, I think, and trading and stuff like that, to even get this kind of stuff. But this product is selling for $999, and that's out the gates.
That's for 4 chances, or you know, a little more than 4 chances, but basically four packs, 60 cards for $1,000. So at $250 a pack,
yeah,
or more, because people were saying this will sell out.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking if people don't buy it, it won't sell out. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I can't tell what to do with your money, but
yeah. And with that being said, you know, a lot of the stuff we talk about it's not financial advice for you guys. This is just our experience in life, and we're kind of just giving you our opinion on what we think in general, just through our knowledge of the game. And they're saying $1,000. I imagine they might be selling for more than that. And a lot of people are saying, oh, they're going to be $250 a pack. But really, realistically, I don't even know if they're going to be selling packs or if people will be selling them at that price point. Like people might be selling these packs for $300-$400. Like it's really, I don't know.
Well, if you owned a struggling store during this recession and you got one of these, or more than one, or like a couple of these in the mail, free from Wizards, saying we're selling these at $1,000 for a box of 4. And someone walked in and offered you $250 for the pack. You might need that money to keep the lights on. There are stores going out of business. So I think you may be able to find these for $250 a pack at your LGS, where people may be scrambling over each other to get them. But I want to see Wizard jaw drop when they drop this and no one buys it. Because I don't own any collector's edition products.
Yeah.
But if I did, would I really want to sell my old collector's edition square-cornered Moxes to buy this for a chance at another one?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'd rather hold on to stores have stopped buying collector's edition products because so many people are panic selling their square-cornered non-tournament legal cards. So this is really this whole thing is really harming the collectors who went out of their way to save a couple $1,000 on their Power 9 that has square corners instead of buying what I'm going to consider the real thing of like unlimited Power 9. I don't think this touches the unlimited Power 9 because people with unlimited Power 9 have basically got the cheapest version of an actual Magic card that does what it does. Yeah. People who want to pimp out their Power 9, they have beta cards. People who want to play Alpha 40, of course they have alpha cards, and that's like way above this kind of thing. So I think what this 30th anniversary celebration is really harming the collectors who went out of their way to acquire these collector's edition sets and specifically reserve list cards from the original collector's edition. And they thought that was never going to be printed again. And they got the rug pulled out from under them.
That's literally...
I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks.
Yeah. If you're one of those people, I feel you. And, it's terrible when you see stuff like this because we all know it's going to happen. Like, they want to reprint the reserve list in a sense. And it's just, like some of these cards will really hold some crazy value.
They don't want or not want to reprint the reserve list. They don't have emotion about it one way or the other. They want to keep their company going and make their shareholders money. Hasbro stock has dropped. It's like the lowest. It's like in the 60s right now. It used to be in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
I haven't checked Activision, but their main competitor, Blizzard, seems to be doing better than they are right now, and because Hasbro keeps releasing, if we're being honest, banger product after amazing product after like stupendously what would be successful product, and the market just keeps rejecting it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could name the past 10 standard sets, and all of them, the artwork, the game design, looked amazing, but people reject it. And I think that's largely because of the collector's box, and especially the set boxes that were like, there's so many different products that you can buy that people just don't buy anything.
Yeah.
In War of the Spark, there's one way to get a box. There's no collector's boxes. There's no set boxes. There's a draft box. Yep. And then there's a Japanese draft box. So you have two options.
Yeah. Yeah, bringing things back to the way they were doing things a couple years ago would be nice. But obviously they're changing their formula. The numbers don't lie, folks. Like, you know, when you see some of these standard products coming out at $200, $250 for these collector products, and then you look at them and they're like, what, $120, you know, Innistrad, Crimson Vow, you know, stuff like that. It really shows. So like I was going to say, the numbers don't lie. But I know you mentioned Gaia's Cradle before, and I was going to, you know, that card right now is a very expensive card, but some people will buy the collector's edition ones, you know, and
the championship
edition ones, and people will still pay like $200, for example, for that specific card, even though it is technically not tournament legal. People still buy them all the time. There's a secondary market, and it's.
I do have 2 Force of Wills that are gold bordered, but that's not on the reserve list anyway. That's not what we're talking about here.
But yeah, you know, there's a lot of crazy stuff on this 30th anniversary edition. Of course, being a Black Lotus. This is not the Black Lotus. This is a Duel Masters Black Lotus. But stuff like this.
Is that officially licensed by Wizards of the Coast?
It's Duel Masters, so I think so. I don't want to, don't quote me. So
I believe that was officially licensed by Wizards of the Coast.
You know, Library of Alexandria. There's just, they're literally...
These aren't counterfeit cards. These I believe were officially licensed by Wizards of the Coast. Yeah. And as a test to see if there was going to be legal backlash.
And there was other stuff even before this as well. But like, we're getting to the point where it's like, you kind of got to take care of the consumer, at least somewhat, besides for yourself. And it seems like Wizards of the Coast doesn't really listen to what the consumer and the people want. And that saddens me because I love the game so much. And it would be really great if they could open their ears up a little bit more. Like, people did not, I don't think, want this. Whatever this 30th edition...
That's true.
You know, we didn't ask for this. Nobody asked for this. And, you know, it's like, oh, 30 years. This is our 30-year anniversary. I've been playing Magic for over 20 years. You know, I know people that have been playing from the beginning, you know? So they're like, oh, this is our 30th anniversary. Well, screw you guys for 30 years. That's, I don't know. That's the way I see it. That's the way a lot of people see it. If you're one of those people that are like really excited about the anniversary edition, that would be the first that I've heard of. But let me know
please
in the comment section if you're one of those guys.
If you want this edition, if you even want one of the basic lands from this edition,
maybe
if you want to pay $5 for it,
maybe the Overlord WotC will read your comment and they'll be like, "Oh, we did something great," or they'll see all the comments that are like, "We didn't ask for this." You know what I mean?
The thing is, you're voting with your wallet, and if this sells out, which 90% of the videos are saying it will sell out, then there will be more products like this. If it doesn't sell out, there might be 2 more years of more products like this, but they might slowly pivot away from reprinting the reserve list. Yep. But they're going to try and throw everything at the wall until it sticks, and maybe they're saying, oh, people didn't buy it. I guess $1,000 was too much.
What if they do this kind of stuff for the next 10 years, 5 years, and they just, every year they'll come out with another one, something similar to this.
Like a Tempest,
eventually,
Mirage, or like reprinting each set just exactly as it was.
As it was. Now, we have these remastered sets, which is a little different than what we're talking about. But I'm talking about more of these anniversary editions. The 31st year, the 32nd year. You know, a couple years go down the road, when we have tournaments and stuff like that, when is the point where we have so many of these proxies and everything that at the tournaments that people are going to be using these? And you know what? To tell you the truth, it's already happened personally to me. Not these exact proxies, but I've gone to tournaments before, $5, you know, $10 tournaments, Commander tournaments, stuff like this, where people are actually using these proxies in secondary market to play in the games. And these are sanctioned, you know, some of these are sanctioned events.
So people are cheating and using fake counterfeit cards?
It's just, I guess everybody has just either agreed upon it or something, But like, for example, I've gone to these tournaments and I've paid $5-10 not knowing that other people are using proxies in their decks. So it wasn't even like well known. You know what I mean?
So you would, when you advertise a tournament, you say, okay, so we're playing 20 Proxy Legacy. You can take a Sharpie and write whatever you want on 20 basic lands and use those cards in your deck. And you tell everyone, you're open about it. Now in a casual game, I personally, if someone tries to play these like 30th anniversary card against me, like a Mox Jet or whatever, I'll just hand them a Sharpie and a basic land, and I'll say like, write Mox Jet on this. Actually, write Black Lotus. Write any card on this basic land and play that. But we're not having that 30th anniversary card on the table.
Yeah. It's hard for me to see because I know that in this situation I am going to be going to tournaments or other games and stuff like that, and people will be using these 30th anniversary edition cards against me, and my morals kind of is I just don't like proxies personally. If I'm playing for fun with a group of friends, I can understand a couple things, Gaia's Cradle, what we were talking about before, for example, some of these proxies, that's okay. But going to a tournament and that was just a bad experience for me as an example. But people will be using these 30th anniversary edition proxies. Are you afraid of people using these in a Commander game? Oh, people definitely will be using.
Or are you talking about a legacy event?
And legacy events too, possibly. I'm talking more about Commander, but I do think there will be definitely events where these cards will be used, whether it's now or in the future, and at paid events.
Well, Commander is a casual format, but once you pay for a Commander game, it becomes a competitive format.
Yeah. So exactly.
So as soon as money leaves your hands, you are suddenly playing what people call CEDH, which is the faster, more fun version.
Yeah. Well, these cards will see a lot of use, and
they won't just get graded and sent away for.
Maybe they will. Maybe if you're a whale, you're going to be grading a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think these are just kind of similar to MetaZoo cards. So you can't play a MetaZoo card in a Magic game. So they're pretty much the same. No, MetaZoo. Speaking of which, MetaZoo is a company that actually honors their reserve list promise. They are only 2 years old, so anything could happen in the future. But cards like Mothman, the Aurifax, the Chaos Crystal, they promised after the big box store edition, they'll never be printed again. So the only options you have to get a Chaos Crystal is to buy Kickstarter, first edition, second edition, or big box edition. Those are the four. You can have the blisters, the spell books, the booster boxes, or the starter decks, and that's pretty much it. They're not printing that ever again. So there's way more consumer confidence in MetaZoo games right now than there is in Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for 30th anniversary, did they just completely, are they trying to sell their company or kind of devalue their stock to? I don't know what's going on in their mind.
I'm not sure either. I'm really not. It scares me a little bit as a person who loves the game, but
when the stock goes to $30, I'm buying. It's not financial advice, but I'm going to buy some Wizards of the Coast stock, some more Wizards of the Coast stock. That is, I most of my portfolio is WotC. So no, Hasbro. Watch Wizards of the Coast try to split off into another company after this. There is already talk of Wizards of the Coast trying to split off from Hasbro. But after this, I don't know.
There has been some talk about that.
Did Hasbro push Wizards' hand to break the reserve list so that they wouldn't have the footing to split off as a company because they wanted to? Is that why this is happening?
I don't know, guys.
Tell us in the comments below.
Tell us in the comments. If you guys like this video, please leave it a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We do free Magic the Gathering giveaways all the time on the channel. It's a blast, and yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it as always, and I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.